We live in a world brimming with information. We are bombarded daily with facts, figures, and data, each more abundant than the last. And while it's easy to accumulate knowledge, through books, articles, conversations, and countless online resources, the real challenge lies in understanding what we know. There is a critical distinction between simply knowing something and truly understanding it, and this distinction shapes the way we approach life. At its core, knowledge is the accumulation of facts and information. It's the recognition of patterns, structures, and rules that govern the way the world works. When we know something, we possess the ability to recall a fact, such as the formula for solving a math problem or the names of historical figures. This kind of knowledge serves as a foundation for interacting with the world, whether it's knowing how to drive a car or understanding the concept of gravity. However, Jordan Peterson often highlights that knowing is not enough. Knowledge, by itself, can remain static. It doesn't evolve until we integrate it into our experiences, ideas, and actions. While knowing something may help you answer a question or recall a fact, it doesn't necessarily empower you to use that knowledge meaningfully in the complexities of life. To illustrate this, consider an individual who knows that exercise is good for their health. This is valuable knowledge. They may have read articles or seen advertisements extolling the benefits of physical fitness. But knowing that exercise improves health doesn't inherently lead them to go to the gym or take action. The individual may have an intellectual understanding of why exercise is important, but they lack the deeper understanding of how it feels to push through physical challenges, how to build a sustainable routine, and how exercise impacts other aspects of their life: mental clarity, emotional well-being, and overall longevity. Here, knowing is merely the surface level. Understanding, however, comes when you engage with the concept on a deeper level. To understand exercise, you must commit to doing it, to feeling the strain in your muscles, and to realizing how the discipline of physical activity builds your mental resilience over time. Understanding exercise involves not just grasping the idea that it's healthy, but internalizing how it fits into your lifestyle, how it transforms you, and how it connects to your broader goals. When Jordan Peterson talks about the difference between knowing and understanding, he often emphasizes that the true nature of understanding lies in integration. Understanding is the process through which knowledge becomes part of our lived experience. It is the ability to apply knowledge in unpredictable and complex situations. Knowledge can often be formulaic or rigid, but understanding is flexible and dynamic. It evolves as we encounter new challenges, ideas, and contexts. Consider the example of a doctor. A doctor might know the symptoms and diagnostic criteria for a particular illness. This is foundational knowledge that enables them to identify potential diseases in patients. But knowing the symptoms alone doesn't allow the doctor to be a great healer. True understanding in this context comes from their ability to consider the patient's history, their emotional state, lifestyle, and other intricate details that might not be immediately obvious. It's only through understanding that a doctor can provide personalized, compassionate care that goes beyond rote memorization of facts. This distinction between knowing and understanding is also at the heart of self-development. Knowledge provides us with a map of the world, but understanding is the skill of navigating that world effectively. Knowledge tells us what is possible. Understanding shows us how to make it happen. In order to move from knowing to understanding, we must confront complexity and uncertainty. The world is not simply black and white, and the vast majority of real-world situations don't have clear-cut answers. True understanding requires us to embrace ambiguity, question assumptions, and engage with the deeper layers of meaning behind simple facts. It involves taking ownership of our experiences and being willing to let those experiences shape the way we see the world. This is why knowledge without understanding can often feel shallow and ineffective. When we possess only knowledge, we are often unable to act decisively, or we act in ways that don't align with our deeper values. We may understand what to do in theory, but without understanding why we should do it and how it fits into the broader scope of our life, we remain stuck. This is why people who know a lot of information may still feel directionless or unfulfilled. They have knowledge, but they lack a deeper understanding of how to apply it. In summary, knowing is the first step. It gives us the building blocks for understanding, but it is only by taking these blocks and fitting them together with personal experience, reflection, and introspection that we develop true understanding. Knowing may be useful, but understanding is transformative. Having explored the nature of knowledge, let's now turn our attention to the process of moving from knowing to understanding. This transition is not immediate. It requires intentional effort, patience, and, above all, a willingness to engage with the world in a way that challenges our assumptions and broadens our perspective. Understanding is not a simple intellectual exercise. It involves our emotions, our intuition, and our actions. To truly understand something, we must be willing to live with it, to immerse ourselves in the experience of that knowledge, and to test it repeatedly in different situations. Understanding demands active participation. It's not enough to read a book or memorize a fact. You must engage with it in a way that forces you to grow, adapt, and learn. This process of active engagement is crucial. Consider the way a person learns to play a musical instrument. They might know the theory behind reading sheet music, understanding notes and scales. But this knowledge is superficial without the understanding that comes from feeling the keys beneath their fingers, struggling through difficult pieces, and gaining a sense of musical timing and emotion that goes beyond the mere notes on a page. Jordan Peterson often talks about the importance of taking on responsibility in order to develop understanding. Responsibility forces us to confront the consequences of our actions, to navigate the complexities of real life, and to deepen our understanding of the world around us. When we take responsibility for our lives, we are forced to engage with reality in ways that test our understanding and reveal its limitations. As we grapple with challenges, we uncover deeper truths that we couldn't have understood from a position of passivity. Understanding also involves recognizing the limitations of our knowledge. No matter how much we know, there will always be gaps in our understanding, and this awareness is vital for growth. True understanding requires humility. It's about acknowledging that the more we learn, the more we realize how much more there is to know. This realization should not discourage us, but rather fuel our desire for continuous learning and growth. It's through this humility that we open ourselves to deeper insights and more profound experiences. In the pursuit of understanding, one must also be open to different perspectives. Understanding is not about rigidly clinging to one set of beliefs or ideas. It's about being willing to engage with new perspectives, to challenge our preconceived notions, and to allow our understanding to evolve over time. In this way, understanding is a dynamic and ongoing process. It's not something we can ever fully attain, but rather something we strive for in every moment of our lives. As we deepen our understanding of the world, we also deepen our understanding of ourselves. This process of self-discovery is essential for personal growth. It's only when we truly understand ourselves, our desires, fears, motivations, and insecurities, that we can make choices that align with our core values. Knowing what we want is not enough. We must understand why we want it and how to pursue it in a way that leads to fulfillment and growth. This is why understanding is so central to success. Success is not merely about having knowledge, It's about applying that knowledge in ways that are meaningful and impactful. When we understand something, we can make wiser decisions, navigate difficulties with resilience, and grow in ways that are not possible through knowledge alone. Understanding allows us to see the broader picture, to make connections between seemingly unrelated ideas, and to recognize patterns that others might miss. Ultimately, the transition from knowing to understanding is a journey, not a destination. It's a continuous process that requires us to engage with the world, to confront challenges, and to evolve our thinking. Understanding is not static. It's a dynamic process that requires us to be open, to question, and to remain humble in the face of life's complexities. It is through understanding that we are able to transform our lives, to become better versions of ourselves, and to make a lasting impact on the world around us.